Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This video is all about my recent trip to Walcha for the Walcha Motorcycle Rally. This rally happens once a year in November, and I've been wanting to do it for quite a while. Everyone's different of course, but for me the best part of the rally was the 2 days in a row of organised adventure riding.
I'll give you a hand, hang on mate.
The rides are done in a pretty old school rally style with paper instructions, and it was a real challenge and a pleasure to try doing the routes without using GPS. For both days there's a long and a short option, and I chose the long option. The first day was the less technical of the two, which gave me a chance to get the hang of the paper instructions. The second day was more technical with a lot of fire trails involved, and included one of the best rides of the entire trip, which was Wild Cattle Creek Road. It wouldn't be an adventure ride without a bit of rain, and riding up from Gloucester on the first day started off in wet weather gear, but right on cue it cleared up and I arrived at Walcha in full sunshine. I just had time to get out of my wet gear before attending the briefing for the first day. It took a while to get my head around the paper instructions, and basically you have to use your odometer or trip meter to know when you're coming up on a turn. And on this first day I still relied on my GPS pretty heavily, although some of the roads were unmarked, so the GPS didn't help that much. The sweeps did a great job, and it was good to know that I wasn't the only one having trouble following directions.
Going, mate? Did you miss the turn?
I did. Well? Yeah, I missed it, yeah.
What about the people you were sort of with?
Oh, I don't know. I stopped and they kept going, and then I missed the turn, and so they're probably up way ahead.
Did you see a guy come the other way on a DR650?
No.
No?
No.
A lot of the ride was through private properties, and I wasn't sure if this was something that the rally organisers had organised beforehand, or if you're always to ride through the properties on gazetted roads. If anyone knows what the rules are for riding through these properties, and if you need to pre-arrange or if you can just go anytime, please let me know in the comments, because I wouldn't mind doing some of these runs again by myself or with a couple of mates. Either way, it was a real privilege having a look inside these amazing properties. I like to keep the rubbers in my foot pegs for highway riding because it really reduces the vibrations, but I always forget to take them off before water crossings. And trust me, if you've ever tried doing a water crossing with rubber foot pegs in, you'll know just how slippery they are with boots. So the first thing I did when I got to the other side was to take them off and shove them in my tank bag.
You reckon this is right, that way?
Yeah, it must be sharp, hairpin up.
No worries. I'm going to keep going that way.
Okay.
See ya. That's fun.
Dusty. At least it's not dusty.
I came up to a water crossing and decided it would be a good place to have a bit of a break, so I pulled over and chilled out for a while in the beautiful surroundings. The total ride on day one took maybe 7 or 8 hours, and I was exhausted but happy when I finally arrived back at Walcha and checked into the Royal Cafe, where I've stayed a few times in the past. It's a really interesting old place with a lot of motorcycle memorabilia, and they're very motorcycle friendly. After a bit of a clean-up, I headed into the rally itself, which is in the Walcha Showgrounds, to see what they had on offer. The usual fun and games with some postie bike races and that sort of thing, and a pretty good selection of food and drinks. There was a good atmosphere before the start of day 2, and it ended up being the better of the 2 days of riding.
Maybe stop. So there's a sweet rider coming through an hour later.
My preferred style of riding is poking around through tricky fire trails and that sort of thing, and one particular section called Wild Cattle Creek Road really fit the bill, and it's somewhere I'm definitely going to come back to again and again. It always amazes me how much better you feel on the second day of a multi-day ride. Everything just clicks into place and you feel so at home in the saddle. And I found myself really enjoying the power of the bike and getting the tail out a bit without the skittishness I felt on some of the runs on day 1. I must have been moving a bit faster as well on day 2 because I found myself in the middle of the pack most of the time, and it was a different feeling sort of having people around you the whole time. It's especially useful having someone ahead of you to pace so that you can get a good idea of what speed you should be approaching corners at. I just got back from a few weeks overseas where I caught up with my brother and went for an absolutely amazing ride through Morocco. And Morocco really is stunning in some places with some huge mountains and valleys and gorges and that sort of thing. But there really is something to be said for the Australian countryside. And you might not believe it, but you're actually a lot more remote in most parts of Australia, even in New South Wales, than you are in somewhere like Morocco. If you're interested in what it's like riding in Morocco, I did a few videos on it. Check out the channel homepage and there's a playlist for the Morocco trip. Anyway, back to Australia, and I was turning off onto the dirt road start of Wild Cattle Creek Road, which ended up being the best riding of the day. The GoPro never really shows it, but there were some really steep sections up and down, and plenty of good jumps, and I had a massive smile on my face for most of this ride. I don't know if it was me or if it was the instructions, but I had a feeling that I'd gone past a turn, so I went back to have a look and ended up going down a fire trail that I'm pretty sure wasn't part of the official route. After heading down a couple of kilometres, I started to get the feeling that I was definitely going the wrong way. And so I turned around and just sort of headed in the direction I thought would be getting back to the main track, up an even worse fire trail. But my directions must have been right because I ended up coming out on the track I was originally on. A bit further along, I came up against what I didn't realise at the time was the trickiest part of the whole track, and I think I was saved in a way by seeing this bike without a rider, because I slowed down to see if there was something wrong or if someone had come off, and it probably gave me a bit of time to prepare for the sudden downhill section that I would have had a bit of trouble with if I'd hit it at the speed I'd been going at just a few seconds earlier. Talking to some people later, apparently quite a number of people had come off going down here, and there were some people standing around getting footage of people sliding down the hill. I was hoping to disappoint them by staying upright.
I'll give you a hand, hang on mate. That front wheel was completely locked up then.
Yeah. Pretty much momentum and balance is what gets you through, I guess.
Yeah.
Looking good, guys. Good luck, Tina. I think it's okay because at least you can kind of, you know, just smooth out at the bottom. You don't have to like come to a stop.
Yeah, and we are turning left. Yeah. So we are turning left.
Yeah. But I guess if you overrun, it doesn't matter, you know.
Okay, good.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, good.
All right, so we're going that way. Okay.
Another hour or so of great bush riding later, I came out on the main roads and ended up in Dock, where I stopped with a bunch of other guys for a burger at the only place to eat in Dock. And after that, it was just an easy ride back to Walcha. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this latest video, and thanks to everyone who's subscribed, it really makes a difference. I've got a few more good rides planned in the future, so I'll see you on the next video.